recording us on the first day?
Yeah,
I did
do
last
it. So check me out on the website. I'll be on
I got
there.
out of here. Hey, you guys gotta sit in your signature.
We had a scene chart?
Oh, that's why we weren't sitting in the scene chart.
Okay.
Why is your phone on the ground?
Couldn't put it up here.
It smells bad in here.
So you can leave there all your lunch.
Do you like having a different room?
Yeah, I like this room because
He
we got
chose
way
this
more.
one.
Yeah, but
There's
I
no
don't
chair
have
room.
that.
And it's small.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Hey.
small.
Keep it.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I don't have my calculator. Well, I do
I
that
paid
for
those
this
notes.
class.
Don't get it
You know what I mean?
No, you're not.
I'm not investing in a calculator this year, so I'm not like
That's why I
that.
switched.
I'm so good.
7 rounds.
Just say calculus, you think I'll need a calculator?
My schedule matters.
Either. I think calculus is Latin for.
I don't want to, but she keeps saying you need to try.
Yeah.
But if I try too long, then I'm gonna have to pay more money for not wanting to be in it. Like, I'm getting so
You
upset.
took notes today?
Retail marketing is fine.
Alright, hey, let's go to conversations. Alright, real quick.
I like this room.
Okay, what you're looking at there. Okay, this is your calc book. It's gonna look like this, way smaller than last year. You're gonna get these tomorrow, so keep that in mind. These are,
Should I have that one?
I think, no. They're crazy pricey from what I remember. I checked the prices last week, and it's on the slide. It's insanely expensive. I think this book was. I know the pre-cut book went up way in price, but this one I think was also equally pricey. So, yeah, you guys already know me. Model teacher, just remember that we're gonna have administrators, teachers randomly walking in here and just watching the lesson. They're not watching you, they're watching the lesson that day. So I always try to warn you of that, just so you're not thrown off and they just kind of walk in and sit. Still assistant girls basketball, and they still do student council, so if you want to run for that. End of the year we do elections and stuff, so.
Why are you telling us
Do you
that?
think I can get that next year?
Yes. Alright, background, you guys already know, I'm a graduate from Ventura, just down the road. Went to Iowa State, got a bachelor's in mathematics and psychology, and I'm coaching certified in everything but soccer and wrestling.
You should be in soccer.
You can coach baseball?
Yeah.
Have you?
No.
Well,
I
you-
didn't really consider this. I haven't done softball or baseball, but I like
Hey, do
sports.
softball, but you need an assistant coach.
We'll think about it. Alright, classroom materials. Now, you guys know the drill. No options on this one. For this class specifically, pencil, pen, something erasable, not marker, not
That's a
crayon.
pen, but not a
Okay,
pen.
I know. I love pen if it's erasable. Now, textbook, that book you need a book cover. That'll be the first book assignment. There's no online version. You have to bring it every single day. It's very light. I think it's only a couple pounds. It's not like the 10-pound book we had last year. Okay.
So we're,
Alright.
leave it in here and take a picture when
No.
I need it.
Question?
Is there any calculus books with book covers already on them?
Maybe.
I call one.
No,
I also.
All right. Hey, I don't have that. All right. Now, notebook, paper. You do need a dedicated notebook, not weird like loose paper. Actually, have a notebook. Make sure you're taking notes.
Why are you doing that? Dalton didn't take any notes either.
Like half of the.
Now, hey, calculator. This will be a different story. I'll go through the ones that you might want to consider buying if you're going to go into more math in college. Now, if you're not, because I know like some of you are like this will get you out. You'll pass out of math for most majors, unless you're going to like an engineering or chemistry or like pharmaceutical or something like that. The calculator, if you're going to go further. The calculator you want might be one of those more pricey versions, but I'll give you kind of a limit what you might want, unless you have like a smartphone.
What about the bad boy on the
Unless you have a smartphone.
Yeah, that bad boy.
He's gonna work?
He's a good one. All right.
Do these qualify as calculators that you've called stupid in the past?
Yes,
Okay.
I know. Because now we're gonna have to be graphing and doing other things with them.
Oof.
So, Chromebook. Hey, if you don't want to buy those calculators, we're still going to use Chromebooks to graph and other things. So you can still get by without having it. It's just I'm saying that it will be easier on you if you learn how to use that calculator now. Now we have a bunch in the back, like those bigger calculators. I don't think I have 12 or whatever I need for this. 14. But we have enough where you guys can share and we can figure out how to use those buttons, even though you won't have one personally. But if you go to college and you need one, you at least know how to use it. Now, textbook. This is what I was talking about. The calc book right there, I don't know why the publisher. It was $138 last week, and it's only been going up. That was last week, and that was the used book price.
Inflation.
I'm not paying.
That was the used book. I think,
You guys are gonna get cut short.
yeah, hey, I think the new book price on Amazon, because that's what they use when they replace them. No, it was like $250 or $255.
So you don't want Amazon?
Paycheck.
Well, no, because I had to check to give you kind of a warning of what it is. So it's
That's not updated though,
that
so.
yeah, that was last week, but that was used books, so they're kind of pricey.
I expect the exact price.
Yeah, I work
Okay.
one day a week.
All right, now 754 pages for it. Obviously, there's 11 chapters.
Obviously, there's not.
Yeah, there's. I guess it's not obvious, but we'll go with it. All right, it's not obvious. All right, now hey, expect to cover in here. Chapters 1 through 4, not in order. We're going to bounce a little bit. 5 through 8. That's pretty much about it. That's pretty much about it. It's about the reason why that I say that is that if we can get to chapters 9 through 11, if possible, because the reason why is that the stuff we cover in like chapters 2 and 3 are like what they spend is what they spend an entire semester at college on is just chapter 2 and 3. And so we're going to try to condense it down where we try to get more topics than what college says. But what I would expect for you guys right now, what I'm tentatively saying is about two chapters per quarter, so about 2 chapter tests. That's pretty similar to what I tried to do for pre-calc last year. Sometimes it was a little bit more, sometimes less. But expect about 2 major chapter tests per quarter. Midterm for us, like in this first quarter, is coming up on the 24th, so it's homecoming week. So that's about a month away. So I like to warn you of that, just so you can kind of get a sense for like, we'll have a test probably the week or 2 before that. So, because the first chapter is just prerequisite stuff. We cover some stuff that was in pre-calc, some new stuff that we haven't discussed yet, but we just try to lay the groundwork where you get kind of back in that mode. You're like, okay, I don't remember the little details, but I'm going to fill you in. And then we're just off and going into chapter 2 and 3. Okay? So it goes kind of quick. Now, calculators, like I said before, the cheap ones, still great. They're still great calculators. You can still use them. The Casio is still a great calculator. Now, the one calculator you're not allowed to have in here is still that same TI-89. The reason why they ban it in all colleges, in all high schools, it's banned. The reason why is it has a keyboard. You can just type in the word solve, and then type in your math problem and hit enter, and it just solves it. It shows you all the work that it does.
That's awesome.
Now, why they even make something like that is for engineers and people that are in the workforce. They just don't want to waste time. They just need to know the number. It'll do the calculation for them. That's stupid. It's $240 or something like that at Target, or that was last week. Now, it was $240. For that price, you can buy a used, tablet, download the Texas Instrument app on it that does all the same stuff, and it'd still be cheaper than the $240, and you have, a tablet that can do more apps than just that calculator can.
Right.
So it solves it for you and shows you how to do it. Why are we in this class?
Well, it's one of those things like, it's in the workforce, it's nice to see like the answer, and then you're just, you have that thing, you can go with it. We're trying to learn how to do it in the first place by hand, try to understand the logistics behind it, like the actual method behind it. Because if everyone didn't know the method, they just know the answer, you'd have a lot less jobs in the upper level markets. So, because no one would know how to do it anymore. So, now, hey, calculator's still a good one, $10, something at Walmart or Target. Those are great calculators. Now, the one that I'm changing the mode on from like the last couple of years is this one. This is that TI-84 Plus. I've said it in the past, it's dumb. I think it's like $89, $90, something like that. It's not super expensive, but it's still $89. But those are the calculators, like that one right there is the specific one that they use in California college. It's like in almost every university, that's the default one that all professors say that you have to have. They say you have to
What is
have
it called?
TI-84 is silver. It's
Silver.
There's different modes, and the silver one had like all the
Is it
basic
like jet
programs.
black?
It's silver.
But they have different modes, where this one has like a bunch of extra programs that you can use for stats and other things that are pre-programmed in. The other ones don't have a program, you can type them in yourselves. It's a pain, don't ever do that. So, so like if you're gonna get one, that might be the one. I'm not saying that you have to. It's just if you know that you're going into math or you're going into that medical field where you're gonna have to do a lot of like calc and statistics stuff, that might be a calculator you want to maybe invest in now, that you can make your parents buy it instead of using a college loan to buy it.
Make my parents
So-
buy it.
So, all right. Okay, anyway, classroom expectations. I know that you guys are great about doing this, but this class, hey, yeah, no, I'm not. This class can be quite difficult. You know, pre-calc, there's modes, you know, there's days on pre-calc where it's easy. There's days where, you know, it was kind of pulling teeth trying to get to do some stuff. But we do need certain days, it has to be quiet here. Nothing's worse than like somebody getting frustrated because they can't figure out how to do something. And the idea is that and you're not given the option of like even learning it because there's too many conversations going. It's one of those classes like, you know, I'm a stickler sometimes in other classes, but this one in particular is like, this class can be hard enough, let alone having conversations that aren't productive conversations. Now, respect your classmates. I don't care if you have a personal beef with somebody in here, you don't like them. It's not all lollipops and rainbows. So, I just don't want drama. From you guys, I'm not expecting it, but I'm just warning every class. Take responsibility for your own education. That's the one that's going to make this class or break it for you. Is that, are you going to challenge yourself, right, in this class? Because I know it's hard. It's fine to struggle. The struggle can be actually worthwhile because when you're struggling, you're actually learning. You're trying to figure stuff out. It's not easy. It's that part where you actually have to like make the connections on your own. I try to make this class as easy as possible. I always try that. I always try to do my best at that. But there's gonna be days that can be tough. You're like, I still don't understand. You showed me the shortcut, but I still don't get it.
So you think this is like one of the hardest classes offered at GHB?
No. What I'm saying is that if you were to go into if you were not to take this class and go into a freshman year at college and you get thrown into a Calc 1, that will be your hardest class that year. And I'm not joking. Like, it'll be the class that will either kick the freshman out of like the math program. Like, I'm not doing that. That was insane. Or that was easy, and I'm just gonna keep going because I think I got a base for
So
it.
you think this should be pass or fail?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So, because
Or is it?
no,
It's not.
It's not bad.
it's just because you guys are gonna be
That's why
fine.
I'm
I'll make it to the point where you guys are fine. Because pre-calc, if you're fine in pre-calc, you're gonna be fine here. Because I'm gonna just make the connections. And I try to make it as straightforward as possible. I'm not trying to do anything stupid overly
Some days I almost wanted to take it out.
Okay,
Some days.
but
What do you think the hardest class in GHB is?
Pre-calc.
I need like a top 10.
I personally think, well, see, I don't know those because I didn't
Physics
really.
and math, that's what she said.
Yeah, well, the thing that I thought was probably one of the hardest classes for kids to go from is from geometry to algebra 2. That class can actually be tough because it's such a leap and it's such like,
I didn't hate
because
it.
calc, you know,
It's not
or
easy.
geometry I can spoon feed you, I can get to the points where you just know the terminology and stuff. But algebra 2 is like, here's your problems.
Geometry was my favorite.
Figure it out, and you got to make every connection from like previous year's math. Like I don't remember having algebra 1 2 years ago, and I'm expected to know it right now.
That was my favorite of all the math.
Okay,
My
well,
favorite
that's good. You're gonna like this person.
What is your
I like
number
it.
two?
Probably.
What's your second hardest class?
I would say it would be an English course by far.
Wasn't that
Where's the one with the
Something like that. Count.
What about third?
I can't remember.
Hey, are you done talking?
Me neither.
I say Spanish.
I did.
I'm one way and over that
Hey.
thing.
Okay. All right. Mr. Hike's points. Be here, be on time. You know, 8th period, you should be late. Do your best, do the right thing, because we're in here to learn. I don't need class clowns. I don't need drama in here. I need you to come in with that idea like we're going at it and we're trying to figure this out today. And then be yourself. Because, you know, I'm used to you guys over the years. You guys are great at what you do, but we need to just make sure that you come in here with that frame of mind, like,
Only with the
we
guidance
have to
of our
work.
math.
We're gonna have to work. It's like some of this stuff will not come easy sometimes. Especially these first couple chapters. When we get into chapter 2, the stuff that they teach in calc for an entire semester, we're gonna try to fit it in a chapter.
Easy.
So, all right. Classroom policies, disruptive behavior. I'm still not gonna take it. You know, it could be non-compliance, it could be verbal language, it could be just arguing. I'm not gonna take it. That's one thing that we're told to just get rid of.
What is the hardest chapter?
What?
What is the hardest chapter this year?
For us?
Yes, 4. It's always 4.
Oh, I think it's gonna be chapter 2 and 3.
I just said it.
Because it's actually like, you're just doing Calc 1 and we're trying to figure it out, we're trying to condense it. So, alright. Now, hey, homework, it's gotta be completed. It can't be one of those things like, you know what, I'll get it done next week, or I'm gonna just take a couple extra days. Like, I'm gonna try my best, you know, I'm gonna put the homework up there, I'll try to put it on the website and JMC and stuff, but it's one of those things like, it's one of those classes that you don't wanna get behind.
How much do you pay for that website?
What?
How much do you keep to pay that website?
A lot.
Like, cause you have two. Did you keep it over the summer? Why?
Because I updated it.
How much per month?
What?
How much per month?
$70.
How many domains do you have?
What?
How many domains do you have?
3, I'm looking at 4.
Mr. Word.org, Word.org.
Oh wait, you told me all this.
GH
Alright.
teacher.
No, hey.
Word.org, he has Word.org?
No. Alright, now, textbook, review assignment. Hey, they're individually numbered. You can't lose them. The reason why, I think I have 15, and this is number 15.
That's 14.
So,
That's 14.
15. Is it 14? Oh, 14. So this might actually be some of these books. Now, there's 15 books. I don't have a teacher's copy, which is weird. Like, a lot of viewers come up and like, hey, where can I check your back? I honestly don't have a teacher's copy of it. So that's why me doing the homework with you is going to be important so you can double check. So I'll have that notebook, and I'm going to try to get the homework done before you guys start, instead of doing it.
Are you gonna be-
As a class?
So,
That whole book is.
Are you gonna be like lenient on homework this year? Like we're like not legally lenient, but like are you gonna give us an assignment and give us like
days to do
4
it.
days to do
Yeah,
it?
so we have to, because this stuff is tough.
Fine.
Now, jeez, I didn't realize it.
Hey, you know what you should
Lunch is
do? Oh my goodness, you should do what Donna did. Assign assignments and then have them do
No,
the
do
day.
not.
Why would you want to do
That's
that?
bad for me.
Why?
Then I do Because it I all wait night till the before. last day.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
This class, if you get behind, you'll never get caught up. It's that much work.
That's a lie.
All right. Okay. Now, real quick. Okay. Textbook, individually numbered. You guys got that? Book covers. The book first assignment we're gonna have. Seating arrangement. Eventually, it'll just go away. I just want it for the first couple days until we get settled. So yeah. Now, cell phone. Hey, this is not an option anymore. The cell phones have to go in the caddy when you walk in automatically. If it's not in there, I'm not going to press you for it. But here's the thing. I expect them to be in there if you have them. Not today, obviously, but tomorrow, I expect it to just start. You walk in, you put it up there. I expect 1 through 14 filled, right? Now, my phone's up there. It'll stay up there just like yours because I'm holding you to it, and my phone's in there. I won't touch it. That's fine. Now,
Can you put it on the other door?
Could you
I'm
make 2 mil?
I'm tempted not to because I don't want somebody like grabbing it.
I want 2 mil,
So,
Rose.
Now,
They're going up now.
Now, if you choose, let's say you don't have a cell phone. I understand. Some people like they get their cell phone taken away from their parents. They don't have it. They left it in their locker. Fine. I'm not going to be that person that presses you for it. But here's the thing I'm telling you right now. Okay, I'm just to trust that you're going to go put it in there right when you walk in. If you don't, and suddenly, bing, I hear it go off in the back. Let's say Jared. Sorry, I'm going to pick on you. Let's say Jared's phone goes off, bing, and I heard it. Now that phone's mine. And I know they're going to go, not mine. I'm going to grill it until I get the phone in my hand.
Just till the end of the day. Though.
And then you don't get it back from me. It goes directly to the office.
Ever.
So, it's one of those things like,
Mr. Head crushes it.
no, so it's one of those things like, so no. So, it's one of those things like, if you're gonna choose to lie to me and not put it up there, you're not getting it back from me. Because I don't care, like, because I'm not one of those teachers, like, if it goes off over there, I'm not gonna be that teacher that takes it like, oh, you don't get it back. You put it up there, you trust me enough to put it up there, I'm not taking it. Well, there's a difference between it ringing 3 or 4 times. I'm going to turn it off. So,
Sure.
okay,
I know your phone passcode.
that's fine. All right, now, hey, my phone will be up there because I'm holding you to it. My phone will always be up there. So,
Better never
all right. Now, disabilities challenges, same as always. If you have a disability or challenge, you have to let me know. You know I have bad hearing, that's why I talk so loud half the time. If you have hearing or visual impairments, like you forgot your glasses, you forgot contacts, you have to let me know. If you're colorblind, if you're dyslexic, if you have some other thing going on, you have a migraine, you have to let me know so I can move you around. I'll turn off the light because I actually can pull back lights now. So, what?
I was social anxiety.
Oh, okay. That's okay. So,
Yeah, I know. It's literally I'm afraid of numbers. I don't know if that's what your problem, but
but hey, now the reason why I say
You
I'll get
can't, you can't write in red.
Okay.
You can't read red.
So, hey, that's the thing, like, I know some people like, it's just, that doesn't look, they can't see that. I had a kid 2 years ago, God, who was that? It was,
Nicole.
That was last year.
Munson, it was Munson. He was literally red colorblind, and when I had red on the board,
I knew
he
it.
honestly didn't even see that I had things written. He just thought that was spaces,
He
because it blended with the
Well, I can
raised
tell you,
back.
I can tell you have stuff written, but I
Yeah.
can't like read
So,
it.
these are things I need to know. Okay,
What
question.
if I can't read because there's bad penmanship on the board?
That's a different story.
Dude.
Alright, now,
That is your fault.
no, hey. Okay, cheating, you guys know my policy. I don't take it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not the ostrich and I don't have the blinders on where I know there's Slater. I understand that. Slater is actually kind of a
What is
cool
Slater?
product. Okay? Now, I know you just heard me say that. The reason why I think Slater's a quality thing. The reason why is that it's nice to check your work every now and then. It's nice to like confirm, like, did I even do this right? I know that's weird hearing somebody say that. But the thing I don't like is that somebody's gonna just go, never open that book, go on Slater, look at the numbers, write down all the stuff they have on there, and then that's my homework. Okay?
Maybe just.
I did that in my couch.
Now, hey,
You would never
that's
do
the
that.
thing that I don't like, because I can tell, because we've been doing all this math a certain way, and then suddenly there's 2 or 3 kids that they just did it a little bit different than everyone else. They got to the answer, but that's never been the way I've taught it. And I can tell, and then they get to a test and they get a 30% on the test.
Do you call them out at all?
I've done that
Or
last
was it
year.
20?
I'm pretty sure I said it to me last year.
So, but it's one of those things like, this class, you need to focus on learning it in the first time, and like when we're working on it. So when you have questions, we have a lot of marker boards in here that we can put problems up and we can try and we can work around it, so that we can make sure that you're understanding the problems, and if we need different problems, we can do
Not
that.
only can we work around the problem, we can work around the room.
Yeah. So, question.
When I make my mom teach me how to do math, she teaches me different ways sometimes.
Okay.
Is that okay?
As long as it's not Slater's exact.
It is Slater.
All right.
What
Now,
did
hey,
you tell
don't get me wrong.
It's my mom.
Hey, the reason why, because I know people like to check their answers. I'm not blind to that. It's nice. Just don't get in that mode where you start using it for everything. Like, trust your answer sometimes. But I'm not blind to it. I know it's there. I can use Google. I can figure out those things too. Now, too much. If it's too tough to handle, sorry. You're in high school. This is a tough course. It's going to be.
Hey,
What's that?
wait, hold up. I'm convinced you lied to me about the water thing.
Algebra 2.
I've heard you lie to me.
English 11.
You did that on purpose. First of all, what did he do? His face just gave away that he was lying about it. He's like, you can only have water.
That is not
It's
true.
only
That's not true.
clear containers. You lied to me.
Moving on. All right. So, okay, homework policies. 2 to 3 assignments a week. You guys know the drill. I'm not expecting a lot of 3 assignment weeks. The reason being is that some of the stuff that we do takes multiple days of like working.
Right.
What I'm going to try to do in most part is that we're going to try to break up some assignments that are bigger, because I know like pre-calc, you remember all those problems on pre-calc. We're going to try to break it up where like, if we're working on like a small topic, we're going to maybe do just a couple problems on that topic that day. And that's the assignment I have. And then like when we stop, we'll work on some other notes and we'll take a couple problems on that. And we'll try to break up the assignments smaller so you're not all getting one huge assignment at the end of like a 3-day lecture. The reason why, because it adds up and it can be too difficult in this case. So, because we got to work on one thing, practice it, then we can branch off instead of seeing all those problems back to back to back to back. So, if that makes sense to you. Now, I say 10 to 15 problems. Definitely tentative, because there's some days I can't do 10. It's not possible with what we have to do on that problem. But there's problems that there might be a day where some of this stuff is easy because we're in the first couple chapters. I'll assign more than 15. But it's only like, because maybe it's just a quick calculation, you just use a calculator to enter and we're good to go. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Late work. Same as always. If you do the work and you need to make fixes after I hand it back to you, you can make fixes. What I will not accept from this class, is that you walk in, homework, so your homework for you guys is that top one up there, it's the blue one.
What?
I have the homework assignment up there. I have the due date. You walk in and you go, oh my God, I had homework due today. Ward, I'm gonna get it to you 8 o'clock tonight. No. It's due the day you walk in. Hey, you laugh. I had people do that. Like, Ward, I'm
People
gonna
go to your house?
no, they'd slip it under the door because they went to practice or they went to the game that night and they just dropped it under the door. No, I want it.
The janitor.
I want it when you guys walk in. Because it's what? 8th period?
Well, sometimes it's
So-
like, what if I don't have it finished? I have like 2 problems. You're like, work on it at the end of class and then give it to me.
No, so,
You
we'll,
did
we'll talk.
Mr.
No.
Ward.
No, hey.
Don't be changing
Hey.
that stuff.
Yeah,
No,
don't
hey,
be.
here's what I want.
We know the drill.
Here's what I don't want. I don't want somebody going, well, I didn't do it yet. I'm just gonna take a blank piece of paper and put my name, because he's been telling me it's gotta be doing it in class. And you turn it, if that's the case, you will not get to rework it.
I thought you said people should do that.
No,
No,
I
no.
think you have like a few left. You're still doing that thing?
Yeah, so.
Mr. Ward, remember?
That's
You
why,
still- you
well, that's
still
what we'll
do,
talk
like,
about.
kind of-
But I don't want that person coming in with nothing and they're like, I'll just redo it tomorrow. If you don't do it, I'm not gonna allow it to be like fixed.
No, I don't.
So, alright, test, hey, test. This is one that you guys might want to take advantage of, especially when you get to those harder chapters. You can retake a test once. I give you the better of the 2 scores. You just have to spend that minimum 10 minutes with me going over the problems you missed. Okay, it'll be a new test. I just pick a different problem out of the book. It won't be harder or anything. It'll just be a different problem of the same structure.
Right.
So, you might want to take advantage. Some people forget you can do that. You can do it to any test, but you can only retake it once. It's
And
one of those
when-
things, because the one thing I don't want you worrying about in this class is grade. Because I know a lot of you are like, the pass-fail thing is a serious concern. You're like, I have a GPA, I gotta worry. I understand that. I don't want you worrying about grades in here. I want you to worry about, can I learn calc? Because if you learn